This Xfinity Series 2024 Win Totals edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off of your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by KUTT. KUTT is the first peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. Head to KUTT.com. That's KUTT.com. Use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off of everything when you use the promo code PLAYOFFS.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'll wreck my mom to win a championship. I'll wreck your mom to win a championship.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
It refrains me from not beating the out of you right now because you ask me stupid questions. But since I'm on probation, I suppose that's improper to say as well. If you could talk about racing things, we could talk about racing things.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
And what say we talk racing things? It is, of course, the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez. Nick Fortune in the house saying, let's go racing. We are ever so close. This new week brings us that much closer to actual racing. And I'm here to tell you, Cody, I am excited. I am ready to go. The books have given us way more to talk about this week, which is fantastic. So I'm ready, baby.
Oh, it's rolling in. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. 18 days from today, Rod, there will be Cup Series cars on track practicing at the Coliseum. We are getting so freaking close. 2 more Sundays, then we'll be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful. I can't wait. The books have just been blessing us over the last week. Last week, of course, we got Xfinity and Truck Championship odds. Talked about those last week, so go back and check out those episodes. This week, they've blessed us with win totals. Oh, it's glorious. It's really a sign of how close the season is. It's a sign of all things wonderful, and I cannot wait to talk about it.
You know what's incredible is that it feels like last season, and we weren't even doing episodes every day in the off season last year. I think we were doing 3 episodes, maybe 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think we were doing like 1 or 2 a week. I don't think it was even much more than that.
And yet it felt like we had nothing to talk about. I mean, not nothing, because it's you and me. We can talk all day long every day, but it felt like we were kind of reaching for things, hence the car numbers. Hence the history lesson. That was everybody's favorite part.
Car numbers weren't so popular.
Oh, it was everybody's favorite part of the show. What are you talking about?
I thought it was great, but
they loved themselves some car numbers. But this year it just feels like everything's just clicking by, and maybe it's because the books kind of spaced it out for us a little bit. Then we have more to talk about. But I'm excited to dig into these win totals because we were talking about the Xfinity playoffs, right? We were talking about, man, if they were giving us odds and what they would be. And I've taken a sneak peek. I know you don't like to look at them ahead of time, which is part of the greatest part of this is where your gut reaction versus I already know what I'm looking at. But, a lot of these, when you look at it and you think of how many races there are in a season, I'm wondering how some of these guys are going to get to the numbers that they're at, because there's some inflated numbers that you probably wouldn't expect to be inflated. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind the part-time guys, too. John Hunter's still going to be in a lot of races. Eric Almirola is going to be in some races in that Gibbs car. Like, there is going to be some solid other guys, and, that's not counting if Kyle Busch comes back and races. That's not counting other Cup Series guys coming back down to the Xfinity Series, which they're going to. So yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. And yes, I can't wait to break it down.
And again, you're divvying up these races on account of there's 33 right in the Xfinity Series. So we start adding up all these. I know it's fun when we start throwing these out and we're like, oh yeah, definitely over. Yeah, this one's over. This one's over. And then you start to take a look back and you're like, wait a second. If I've given out all these overs, then how many of these guys
going through the NFL schedule and you're like, oh yeah, they're going over. They're going like, wait a minute, who's going to lose all these games?
Yeah, so I'm like, mathematically impossible, I think, for this to happen. But I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun to bet. Which I tell you what, when you got to week 18 of the NFL this season, there was a lot of fun sweats on the overs as well. But
oh yeah,
yeah, and what a great weekend of football too. That was obviously we're not here to talk football, but that was a fantastic week. There were some great games, and I know that.
Boy, your side of the bracket sure got cleared out, didn't it, Rod?
Hey, honestly, Cody, and this is what I've been telling people all weekend long. I'm sorry if you're here for racing and we're talking like 5 seconds of football, but I honestly don't know if I want to meet the Packers and or the Buccaneers. You want to talk about momentum and like sheer.
You want those teams over the Cowboys and Eagles. They had big wins and it was great, but they're not those. They're not capable of what those teams are now. You can't sleepwalk, obviously. They're, but if you look back through the history, the big upsets happen in the first week.
Yeah.
The second week is the week of the favorites. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Lions Niners next playoff. It's just that's the way we're going with it. But anyway, I don't mind. Wouldn't know why because I just think the Niners would have handled whoever they faced. Because the way the Cowboys and the Eagles played. If they played like that against the Niners, no way. No honking way.
The Niners have been handling most people. It's been fairly impressive. So
indeed. Dos Flacco's in the house. Cheers, boys. Hey, listen, cheers. Cheers.
What you got there? That's
it's my Midori sour.
Did your wife make that for you?
Son, this is straight up Japanese melon liqueur.
Nice. It actually looks delicious. It's very bright green. If you're not listening or if you're not watching on YouTube, go check out Rod's drink.
Yep. It's so good. If you've ever had Midori, folks, chime in on the comments later on in the show, or even now if you're listening. So, all right, we've got a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do so because we don't want to keep you here all night. So let us get to these totals. But I want to tell you about DraftKings. I do. No matter what the flashing sign on the thing says. Let me tell you about DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs. It's bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game. You're going to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. We just talked about the fact that the playoffs are in full swing. How about them Texans, baby? They are opening now 9-point underdogs to the Baltimore Ravens. Man, those Texans, gotta love them. 9-point underdogs to the Ravens. Okay. Let's move on to the Packers, who are opening as 9.5-point underdogs to the 49ers. Tampa Bay, 6-point underdogs to the Lions, and Kansas City, 3-point dogs to the Bills. Plenty of action for you to have on DraftKings, not to mention all of the prop bets that you can load up on. So make sure you do that. Download the DraftKings app, Sportsbook app now, and use code SGP. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-7897-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 186 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Flocking to the comments as we come back. Dos Flacco says Midori sours are very summer of you in this -3-degree weather. Beer is the drink tonight for Nick Fortune. And listen, it's not -3 in California. Let's not get it twisted. It is probably 47 at this point. I haven't looked, but I'm going to assume that it's probably a good 50 degrees warmer than it is where you are right now. Oh, Cody, you're still muted.
I am muted. Way to not be paying attention. We did break the 0 degree barrier today. Got into the positive numbers. It's currently 1 degree outside, so we're headed back to the negatives. But we did break into the positives, so I guess that is a positive.
Hold on. I wanna look up. Okay, so it's 51 here. Okay, guys.
You said 50 degrees, didn't you?
I said
1
47.
degree right now. So.
That's it. Yeah. So here, yeah, it's just really, really close. I want you guys to just think warm thoughts with me. That's all I'm saying. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nick's got me beat. It's 2 degrees in Iowa there. He's double our temperature. And Lynn Newton says, sheesh. I'm guessing that's to the temperature. Yeah, it's fucking cold.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Listen, you know when you are hungry and someone's describing food to you, and you're just like, "Oh, I really want that." That's what I'm doing with the weather. I'm trying to give you guys like I really want that weather. So,
Lynn says 50 degrees is freezing for me. Where do you live, Lynn?
Where do you live? I mean,
Rod's in California, and it's only that warm. So
I was like, say it's spoiled by the Bay.
Bay Area. Yeah, there you go. That'll do it.
Yep, believe me, I know that. Well, that's the same with us. I mean, it's 50 degrees, and we're over here in parkas and shoveling out the non-existent snow, especially in the Bay Area. Lynn, I know I'm right there with you, but you got the fog, so that's what you guys got.
Wow, the fog, horrible,
dude. In San Francisco, when you could barely see your hand in front of your face, yeah, that's horrible, my friends. That's a lot of wrecks right there. Lynn knows.
I'll take that over the snow.
I don't know, man. All right. There is some news to talk about in Xfinity as we sit here and talk about the weather. This is the Weather NASCAR podcast brought to you by weathertech.com. But there's some news stories, Cody. What do we got cooking in the Xfinity world?
Yes, your guy, Jimmy Johnson, has announced a couple of more races. Today they announced that he's going to be in.
Sorry. Stop. Hall of Famer Jimmy Johnson. Let's put some respect on that guy's name.
GOAT, greatest of all time, Jimmy Johnson. I mean, it's not even close. He's the GOAT for me, but he's adding the Daytona 500. To no surprise, right? We kind of expected that. Brickyard 400, big event. Of course, he's going to be at that one, and he will run the season finale at Phoenix as well, in that 84 team. So we're up to 9 races for Jimmy this year, which will be great to see. In a Toyota, Rod, that's going to be a little different for everyone. It's going to be different to see, but we expect that team to be more competitive in Toyota. They've talked about being a tier 1 team at Toyota, where they were a tier 3 team at Chevrolet. We expect big things out of John Hunter. We expect big things out of Eric Jones. You never know what to expect in a part-time guy, and of course, Jimmy's the greatest of all time, but it's been years, and we'll see, right? But excited for him to maybe be in a little bit of better equipment. We didn't get to fully see everything last year, right? He made a couple of starts, and then there was the tragedy with his family, so he took the rest of the year off. Very understandable, of course, but didn't get to see a full run of that program. So yeah, Carvana is going to be sponsoring these races. Advent Health will be on the car for a couple races, and Dollar Tree coming to NASCAR to be on sponsor in a couple of the races. He's going to be at Kansas in the spring. I'm pumped for that. I will definitely be hanging around that Dollar Tree car quite a bit. Gotta get a glimpse of the GOAT when he's around, right?
I hope, and I pray that he is actually at Sonoma when I'm there. Like, I mean, I know he's not going to race.
Maybe he'll show. Yeah, he's the owner of the team,
California.
Right? Yeah, and yes. Why isn't he racing? Maybe he doesn't like. I don't think he's a big road course guy.
I don't think he likes road courses. I've never known Jimmy to like a road course, so I could understand why he's not racing it. I mean, you think about COTA, right? He was at COTA and he got wrecked out.
Yeah, well, that was like
turns by
the first lap. That was he didn't really have a chance there.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But for Jimmy, I'm so excited to watch him race. Like, I mean, obviously as a fan of him already, I'm just so pumped to see him. In 9 races is a considerable amount of the schedule for a part-time guy. And so what I'd want to know, and I know that they get the 33 scheduled races that you have to run for these win totals, but dude, does Jimmy Johnson just give me a yes, no? Like, it doesn't have to be all 33. It doesn't have to be over a half. Just give me yes, no.
You have to go. You could offer to be one of those yes only, right? So it's like Does
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Johnson win a race? Yes, at plus, because obviously the no would have to be like minus 10,000 because unlikely he wins one. But places like Daytona, why couldn't he win that type of race, right? Maybe the Brickyard turns into a fuel mileage race or something. He pulls it out. They return to the Brickyard, and the greatest of all time comes out and wins it. Oh man, what a story that would be!
Back to his Indy, like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Indy vibes. Why is he not running the? What him and Larson should do the double together. Come on, get it together. What are we doing? Back? Why not? Why would they?
I would.
They want him back.
Yeah.
You're already getting all the tension with Larson. Put them together. They can fly on the helicopter together. I mean, they have the Hendrick tie in there. I know that he's not with Chevy anymore, but come on, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Cody, I want you to broker that deal for me. That is
I'll get on the line after this. And see
that is your job, my friend.
See what I can figure out.
I love it. Anything to do with Jimmy Johnson, you know it's right there in my heart. So
that's right. Exactly. Love Jimmy. The Clash, they revealed the format for that today. We're not going to break all that down. We'll talk about that as we lead up to the Clash. But very interesting. The heat races are going to be on Saturday. And then they'll have they'll practice and have the heat races on Saturday. And then Sunday will be the last chance qualifier, the NASCAR Mexico race, and then the Cup race. But they've been selling tickets for this for Sunday, and they're not going to allow fans in on Saturday, Rod. So we're having races. Actual practice will be there. Races will be there. If you bought a Sunday ticket, let people in on Saturday. What?
It's LA.
What are we doing though? Come on.
We're greedy in California.
Sell tickets for Saturday then. What? Don't just not let people in. What are we doing? This is supposed to be a bring more fans in. Let them enjoy the whole fucking weekend. Don't.
Now I'm with you on that one. That doesn't seem to me to make any sort of sense whatsoever.
Hopefully they change that because this, I don't know, makes no sense at all.
The Mexico guys are fired up to be on this track.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Daniel Suarez is going to run in that race. Makes sense. Obviously, he's the Mexican-born NASCAR driver in the Cup Series. He started out in NASCAR Mexico back in the day, of course. So Quaker Steak is going to, or Quaker State, not Quaker Steak, is going to sponsor him, and they'll have a 99 car in the Mexico race. So that's pretty cool.
How would you make a Quaker Steak? Would it be
you use the Quaker State and you make a steak, and it's like we were talking about race food the other day, right? You like a little oil in there, it's fine. It's like a racetrack steak. It's cool.
That would not be fun. No, listen, and honestly, that's going to be a fun lead in. I want odds on that. Let's get odds on that.
Please give us odds for this NASCAR Mexico race. It's going to be a supporting series right there to NASCAR. Please, if any one of the books is listening, which we know you are, we see it clearly.
We do.
Give us odds for NASCAR Mexico. We would absolutely love that. We'll have an entire episode dedicated to it.
Quaker State is the Amish. Quaker Steak is the Amish sports book, says Dos Flacos.
Ah, yes, Dos Flacos.
Good one.
That is beautiful.
And you know what? They won't know that we're saying anything about them because they can't listen to this.
They can't listen. So,
just kidding. Listen,
one more quick piece of news since it's Xfinity related. We'll cover this. Daniel Dye is going to do 10 races for Xfinity and Colleague in their number 10 car. It will be a part-time car. So they will have 3 full-time cars and a part-time car. You would wonder then, does Kyle Busch come back and run some races? Austin Dillon ran races last year. Daniel Dye? Question mark.
They want the camera guy in there. That's what they want.
he's working for Fox again, and he's there to catch the wrecks. So I guess there's that.
That's all they're doing. Hey, I want to make a drinking game out of any time we beg the books to do something. So if you are so inclined,
how drunk are you trying to get these people?
I want them to not remember how bad we are sometimes. That's all there is to it. I just want them not to remember the episode so they remember that it's good. They're like, I had a great time listening to them. Then they'll give us 5 stars and they'll be there like, best drunk listen ever. That's my goal. All right. I think we're ready to talk some odds. Are you ready to talk some odds?
I'm ready.
I've been ready all damn week. So.
I'm excited.
It's only Tuesday and I've still been ready all day.
I've been ready for weeks waiting for this shit to drop.
I know. And here it is. All right, fine. We'll get to the odds. But let me tell you first about KUTT, the social sports betting platform that I bet we could even make a bet of how drunk you could get. I don't know how many drinks or how many shots, the over under on how many shots you would take by us being begging the books for something like that. We could probably make a little gentleman's agreement on that one and put it on KUTT, because KUTT is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S. based and legal in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet. You could bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, how many popcorn kernels you can throw into your other person's mouth, and before they, I don't know, whatever you come up with, you can put it on there as long as it's got verifiable outcomes. Plus, they got tons of social features that give it the feel of a betting social network. KUTT offers the lowest VIG and is fully customizable with their odds. Create your own bets. The best part about it, plus KUTT handles all of the payment side of things, so you never got to chase anybody down for the money. Make a bar bet, and you don't have to worry about even being in the same room as the person when the bet needs to get settled, because guess what? KUTT handles all of that as well. Social features, group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head history, user profiles. Back up your claims that you're the best prop bettor in the world with all of your stats and all of your information, so much more. Plus, you get rewards, get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. Reminder that KUTT is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. Head to KUTT.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. You know we love us some Underdog on this show. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, college football, NASCAR, F1, go-kart racing eventually, I'm sure. I don't know. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. Watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog's going to double your first deposit bonus up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Well, we begged, we pleaded, you drank, books delivered. We now have odds for the win totals for the Xfinity Series. Cody, as you always do, I know you.
You just had the Underdog read too. I've got a request out for them to get some season-long stuff over there. So
yes, please.
They're great about having, for every race, Cup, Xfinity trucks, get us some season-long stuff. Greg in the chat too. He says, "Sup, Cody?" Again, Andrade, I guess. He knows me. So Greg and I were in some fantasy leagues. He runs a great fantasy site. So shout out to him. But he said, "Are we thinking colleague will be better this year than last?" I do know
Cody doesn't
from quickly glancing that AJ is on this list, so we'll get more in depth into him. But for the rest of them, no, I think they're going to be horrible. We'll talk about AJ. AJ has won the last 2 regular season titles in Xfinity when he's run full time in the Xfinity Series, so you've got to take that into account. We'll talk about the win total today. SVG, it's going to be a learning season. It's going to be tough. Look, Kyle Busch ran 5 races last year in this car. Did he win any? Did he win maybe one of them? I don't think he won any of them. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think he won any of them. So that shows you kind of where this equipment is. Josh Williams, almost forgot his name. It's a great story. It's awesome. Underdog, it's great. He'll have a decent season, but he's probably not going to be super competitive. SVG, again, he's going to be more competitive on the road courses. Chicago, of course, going to take some time to adjust in the ovals. And then part-time, Daniel Dye's who you have in that car right now. So are they going to be successful? Do you think that he'll catch every wreck on his in-car camera? Yes. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, no. And really, honestly, this is more of I don't even want to say rebuilding, because it's just sort of a tactical retreat for colleague, in that they're bringing AJ back, right, to shore up some of their
that's the one argument colleague can make that they're chasing trophies is that AJ's in Xfinity where he's got a better chance to win. And again, we'll talk about his win total because I've got some thoughts on that. But that's the only argument you can make that they're chasing trophies. Everything else is like, Josh Williams, he deserves a better chance, and I think this is a good spot for him, but it's not going to be that good of a car. And SVG, obviously, that's a great opportunity for them to, he's basically on loan to them from Trackhouse, and they're taking advantage of it, and you're going to get sponsorship and all that. But he's not run ovals like this in the Xfinity Series. It's going to be an adjustment.
It will indeed. All right. Well, then it is time to unveil some of these Xfinity win totals for the 2024 season. Let's begin at the top. We've got young Sam Mayer. His over-under is set at 3.5 race wins. His over is at plus 120. The under is at minus 150. Sam Mayer won 4 races last year, the first 4 of his career. And the books are expecting him to not equal that task again this season. So, Cody, I guess the question is, and of course, I can't answer this because I'm not impartial. I am a bleeding heart junior
motorsports fanboy over here.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can take the under on this one, but I feel like this is right where it needs to be because I feel like 3 wins might be where he gets. I don't think he's going to get 4 again, but I feel like 3 might be where he gets.
Yeah, I think this is a really good line because I think if it's 2.5, you're leaning too much to the over. 3.5 makes you pause a little bit more. Obviously, like you said 4 wins last year, right? Yeah, he came on, and those were all late in the season too. I mean, he really poured it on late in the season. So, was that the glimpse of what's to come, and he just continues to be that, or does it kind of taper back a little bit and he doesn't quite go through a streak like that again this season? That's the big question. I think setting him at 3.5 shows a lot of respect. Hey, he did this last year. We think he can do it again. Now, obviously, the juice shows that they think he'll go under, but the possibility to go over is there. We've talked about some of the wins leaving the series. Now, obviously, guys like John Hunter are going to be back to run, in Xfinity in Xfinity, even though he's not going to be full time. So he'll still be there for an opportunity to take some of those wins and whatnot. But when we talked about the junior motorsports stable, you look over there and Allgaier's kind of always a 1A type of guy. But who's the other guy at the top of that list? It's Sam Mayer. I mean, this is his chance to shine. This is his chance to take advantage. We saw the flash late last season. He gets to 4 wins. And I think that when we talk about AJ, this is going to come up. Sam Mayer has become really good at road courses. He's turned into being extremely good at them. With AJ and everyone, with SVG there, does he continue to get road course wins, right? That'll be a question. But we know he's also capable of winning on ovals. And the JRM cars are elite, and they're fast every week, and it's JGR and JRM over everyone. Man, this is a really tough one right off the bat because I think that, again, 3.5 is the great number to put it at. Plus money on the overside. Man, I just got these Gibbs guys winning so many races, Rod. It's hard to, if they're going to win 30 races, it only leaves 3 other races for Mayer to win. But no, I think you do go over on this. I think the number plus 120, you're getting a good enough number to go over. And I think that he showed us enough at the end of last season. Sometimes it's like, well, you got to keep proving stuff to me, but I think he's proved it. And I think that going forward, we're going to keep seeing that from Mayer. So give me over 3.5 at plus 120.
So I'll take the over as well, but I will also say that I don't know that 120 is enough for me to want to actually place the bet. I will say that he will win 4 races. Again, this is a great number. 3 is where I think he's going to get at, but I do agree with you that he could probably get to 4. I wouldn't take the under on this one as far as bet wise is concerned, because I would not,
especially not a minus 150.
No, not minus 150.
Because there's a really decent shot he could hit the over here, and I think you're not going to be super comfortable with the under.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like 3, I just I wrestle with it. He won 4 of the last 14 races. Overall, he had 19 top 10s, 13 top 5s, and those 4 wins. His first one came at Road America, and then he just sort of, like you said, started ripping him off after that. It was top 5 at Michigan, second at the Indy GP. He won at Watkins Glen, won at the Charlotte Roval, and then at Homestead. So, he was on fire, like you said.
He just finished the season. So give me the over, Rod. I'm more confident. 4 of the last 14. He really came on at the end of the season. And it was over a stretch too. It's not like he just kind of clumped them all together in one point and didn't show up the rest of the season. And he had some other good runs. I think we can get to 4. So yeah, I'm liking the over a little more.
The more we talk, the more I am kind of really more solid on the over.
Yes, we talked ourselves into it.
We did. We really did. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I was like, but 3 is where I think he's going to end up. I think it's just going to be 3. And then I looked at it and I was like, but
if he can get to 3, he can get to 4.
John Hunter is leaving 7 wins out of it. And I know he's going to come back.
Is he leaving? He's coming back to get 7 wins.
You think though? I don't know. I don't think he's going to win every race that he's in. But, even if he does, I don't know.
I think you think of how many races did Gibbs win last year, right? They won 7 with John Hunter. They won 1 with Truex. They won 1 with Smith. So they won 9 races, I think.
And Ty. They won 1 with Ty.
Oh, yeah. Ty did get a win too.
Denny.
So, Denny. Oh, yeah. Denny went Darlington.
Mm-hmm.
So they won 11 races. That's probably about where I think they'll get more this year because I feel like, man, their 2 full-time cars are going to be so fucking strong. But still, there's a lot of other races. So, yeah, give me the over on there.
Yeah, I'll still take the over on it as well. Thanks for talking me into it, everybody out there.
So hard to talk around into betting on a JRM car.
I know. Well, I mean, I was already going to say the over because of plus money and that, but then I didn't want to completely come out and Rod's going to take it over.
You waited until I started to kind of lean into it. And it's one of those, make him think he came up with the idea.
We're parents. Buddy.
You're a true professional.
We've got that down, don't we? All right, let's turn our attention to the returning champion, Cole Custer. His over under
10 wins like last year, right?
Oh God, no! Are you kidding me? Listen, what was it over? What was it last time?
Well, they didn't give it to us, which thank God,
right.
because
Right,
I wanted them to give it to us at 10 because I thought he was just going to go berserk.
You were going to hammer the over at 33 races. It's like, come on, Cody, somebody else has got to win one. No, much more conservative number for Cole than 10. It's the same as Sam Mayer. It's 3.5. But this one, the over is set at -165. The under is set at 135. Cole Custer won 3 races last season for the record.
I have a question, Rod.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to set it at -165,
why
not also offer 4.5 and give us a more reasonable number to bet? Because I want to take the over on this. He won 3 races last year, and it was a little bit disappointing, but another guy who came on stronger towards the end of the season. We saw his teammate be strong. We think that group has got it figured out in Xfinity. Maybe not so much in the Cup Series, but in Xfinity, they seem to have it figured out. You expect him to kind of keep winning. He's coming off of winning the championship. That can cause hangovers. We see that a lot in the Cup Series. Xfinity, it's not always as easy to tell because a lot of times they move on to the Cup Series right away. But he's a pro. He's been there. I think that he wins them again. And couple of his wins really 2 of his 3 wins were kind of flukier more than anything. Chicago, right? It's the rain. They don't even run to halfway. He got on the pole and kind of just held it up there. And then the other road course he won, I don't remember which one it was, but 2 guys, took each other out at the end of the race. He flies past them. He ends up winning the race. So really, you can make the argument that he only, but then there's Homestead late in the season where we had so much money on him and he hit the wall because he blew a tire and should have won that race. So it is tough. What was the under? It's a plus what?
The under is at +135.
It's just, man, this is probably just a no bet for me because, again, I think he goes over. I'd like 4.5 is a big number, though, I suppose, but I'd like to see a 4.5 at plus money. I might be a little more. I'd be more prone to take that than taking the under on this, just because I think it's a strong team. Cole's a good driver. They had some bumps early in the season, right, and things were really rough. But once they figured it out. He ends up being the champion at the end of the year. I think you got to go over, but I don't love it being at -165.
Portland was one that he won. The one that he drove by everybody.
Yeah, and that was I'm trying to remember. I don't remember who was in. It
was Nemechek. Nemechek was in front, right? It was. Yeah. I think it was Nemechek and Allgaier.
Yes, and they took each other out on the last lap or 2 laps to go or something.
Or Creed or somebody was up there.
Yeah, I had to have been Creed. Another one that he almost won.
Andrew Buddy Hoff.
What's up? He sold us a car not very long ago, so shout out to him.
Oh, shout out! What's up, Andrew?
He's a big, I think, a Joey Logano fan, I believe.
Ah,
so yeah, I love to see it.
Well, and so listen, let's wrap up Cole Custer here. Martinsville, he started on the pole, finished 3rd. Darlington 3rd. Charlotte 3rd. Atlanta 3rd. So Charlotte, Roval, he finished 2nd. Vegas, he finished 3rd. There were opportunities for him to punch that 4th ticket,
Yeah, I'm going over, but don't bet it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, don't bet it at all. But I think he does get 4. So I mean, that's already 8 wins right there. That's what I'm talking about.
God, we're handing out these wins. We haven't even got to the Gibbs cars yet.
No, we haven't. That's what I'm talking about. It's like we already gave out 8 wins, and we haven't even gotten halfway through this. So it's going to be interesting. I keep telling you, it's not easy to do this. So that's why doing the Xfinity Series is always a crapshoot. But
yeah.
All right, we got more to get to. But I got to tell you about Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool. You're going to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rates for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off of your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. This is a call to all of y'all. We are in a heated battle right now with all the other shows in the SGPN world here. We are trying to move some merch, and we're trying to move it because it's at a fantastic price right now. You get 15% off of everything all month long if you use the promo code playoffs. So make sure you're getting down on that. You can get yourself a nice little coffee mug like you got over there, a hat, a hoodie. There's so many things available to you in the store right now. And not just our merch, but everybody else's merch as well. Just generic SGPN merch you can get there. But make sure you get ours because we get credit for it. And if we smash everybody else in there, we are going to get a huge bonus for the show, which Cody and I will lavishly shower you with affection because you helped us hit there. So grab whatever it is you want from that merch store. Use the promo code playoffs rather, and help us out. Right? Just make sure if you buy our own merch, right? If you buy the Racing Gambling Podcast merch, it's definitely going to count. But if you don't, put a note somewhere or get in the Discord and tell Sean and Ryan that you are proud listeners of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast and you bought merch because we told you to do so. There, I'm done pimping us out. Just go to the merch store, use promo code playoffs, you get 15% off everything all month, but just, name drop. We love it if you do that. I always feel uncomfortable doing that.
My shipment sent today.
Ooh.
It's in the mail. So I've got a hoodie coming. I've got a brand new hat. Got a nice NASCAR Gambling Podcast flat bill hat. It's going to look pretty sweet. I got a refs are terrorists shirt also because who doesn't think the refs are terrorists? So
God, especially after this weekend. Come on now.
You can say that every week, but yeah. Andrew says he is JL22, hashtag JL22. He always goes to the Kansas Spring Race. So we'll have to hit me up, buddy. We'll have to meet up there. Dusty, another guy from NASCAR pool land. Love Dusty. He runs some great NASCAR pools. Shout out to him. Ready for some racing. Oh, it's fucking almost there.
Nick Fortune says, but I'm supposed to support old-fashioned football. Do both.
Yeah, do both. Just buy more NASCAR stuff so we get extra points.
That's all I'm saying. I know he's your buddy, but friends.
I mean, come on. This
is not show friends. This is show money.
If I get NASCAR here, J-Mark could dislike me. He's not mean enough to dislike you.
No, not even close. In fact, he'd probably buy some for you.
That's and Rod's a 49er fan. Support your support your fans. Don't support Niners. Bears fans. Come on.
All right, this is your favorite guy, Cody, all season long. He is going to dominate. He's going to win 10 wins. So go ahead and just hammer the over.
Is it SVG?
Yeah, well, no, but it's his teammate.
Oh,
AJ Allmendinger. 3.5 is his total as well. At -120 is the over, -110 is the under. Books had no clue what to do with it.
Oh, they don't know where to go.
They could not figure it out.
All right, Rod. I've got an exercise for you.
Okay.
Where is AJ Allmendinger going to get wins? There's 5 road courses in the street race, right? SVG is coming in. He's probably going to win all 6 of those events. If you listen to anybody that follows the sport, he's basically Jesus himself. Nick Fortune getting a coffee mug. I got a coffee mug right here. Look at that. Beautiful.
Mine's on the way.
Anyways, under his play, Flacco's is correct. He's not. Where's he going to win at? And he's going to have a great season. He's gonna point you to death. He's probably going to be in contention for the regular season title, and he's not going to have a bunch of DNFs. But is that Colin car going to win on a bunch of ovals when, think back a couple years ago when he was full-time in Xfinity, and it was like he finally got an oval win, and it was like, oh my God, he can win somewhere besides road courses, and like it was a big deal. So, Kyle Busch couldn't win on ovals in those Colin cars last year. Chandler Smith got one, but the other guy, Voldemort, he didn't win any, of course. So there is that. But where is he going to win at, right? So if you've only got 6 road courses, 5 road courses and a street course, let's say SVG gets one of them, because I think there's a chance he could win Chicago, obviously. Maybe he snags one of the other ones. What about Sam Mayer? He's turned into a pretty good road course guy, right? If he wins 1 or 2 of them. What if Kyle Larson decides to drive the 17 car on at Sonoma, where he almost won last year? Eric Almirola won Sonoma in a shitty RSS car last year. What if he shows up in a Gibbs car there this year? Cole Custer won 2 road courses last year. Again, different circumstances, but he was there and he made it work. Where is AJ going to get all these wins at?
Here's what I will tell you. All right. And this is, I'm almost telling you, just don't take this bet, because it to me, even any side of this, it's not enough. You can make money off of him just betting on him like a regular race. Don't take the under. I'll tell you why. So last year, he won at Austin, he won at Nashville, right? He was second at Sonoma, third at the Indy GP. And we know that it was a rough go at Elkhart Lake at Road America for him as well. We kind of knew the documented troubles that he had. But there are 2 seasons in the Xfinity Series for him in which he had 5 wins, 2021 and 2022, when you were talking about him winning all of these regular season championships. He won a race at Las Vegas in 2021. He won a race at Mid-Ohio. He won a race at Michigan. He won a race at Bristol in that season as well. Yeah, he won one at the Roval. Sure, that's kind of a given for him.
Well, he's gonna win the Roval. If he could bet that today, just bet it, because he wins everything at the Roval.
He's probably gonna win.
That's an auto win for him.
Yeah. But you take a look again at his 2022 season, right? Yeah, it was Austin. Yeah, it was Portland. Yeah, it was the Indy GP. But he won one at Talladega and then he won one at the Roval. So super speedways, and he has won at ovals before. And so 4 wins. Again, do not make this bet. I don't care, because it's just not right there.
Goes Flacco's knows. That's where you're going to make your money on AJ.
Yes.
Dinger top 5s will be this season's Austin Hill.
Absolutely.
We made so much money on top 5s on Austin Hill last year. That is going to be AJ this year, because he is going to be consistently good. I just don't know if he's going to win a ton of races. Man, and you don't know, like, what side of AJ are you going to get? Is he going to be happy he's back in Xfinity where he can win? He's going to be #chasing trophies, of course. But, he's got a kid now, and it seemed like he was tired of NASCAR last year. And is this a fresh breath of air for him, or is this he's just, I don't know. I'm not sold on it. And you got 6 road courses, and that's a lot of opportunities. But if he's got to win 4 of those, I think winning on an oval is going to be tough for him. Now, super speedways, he is a great super speedway racer. His companion's going to be weaker this year. I mean, Colleague has always had great super speedway racers. SVG's never raced on a super speedway, so don't know what you're going to get from him. Josh Williams is decent on super speedways. So there's that. And then obviously you'll have the 10 car at some of these races, whatever, but it's Daniel Dye. So you want to find somebody in an accident, put Daniel Dye on a super speedway. So I don't see where he's going to get all these wins at with Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer is a legit threat to go head to head with AJ Allmendinger on these road courses and take a couple of them from him. SVG, as much as I'm not down on him, but I think that everybody just has to pump the brakes. 11-1 for the championship is just absolutely ridiculous. But he's going to be competitive in these road courses. He's got the advantage there. Chicago, he's going to be competitive in, obviously. He won the Cup Series race there last year. So he's going to have his chances. That's leaving out a guy like Cole Custer. That's leaving out anybody else that kind of pops up and does well at these. So I just don't see him getting to it. So I'm sold on the under here. I know you love AJ, but you're not changing my mind this time.
Yeah, again, for me, if I had to pick a side, I'm picking the over. I really do think that he's going to. And sometimes you just need time to settle in. I know he's a new dad. I know that there's all that stress and everything to come out of it. But, you get an off season to settle in, to get in the routine, to figure out how you're going to make it all work next season. You feel better about it. And because when you're a brand new dad, you're like, oh, my God, how am I going to balance all this? Now it's all the newness has calmed down. You can go out with a fresh set of eyes, and he can go into the Xfinity Series where he's probably a lot more comfortable. I'm going to take the over on it, but I'm still telling you don't take this bet because I don't think minus 120 is worth sinking your money into.
Yeah, that's why you take the under.
Austin Hill is the next driver on the board. Austin Hill, we talked a little bit about him making money off of his top 5 totals, but his win total, and this is obviously something that you really take a hard look at, because anytime you set a number this low on a guy who won 4 races last year, you stop and wonder why, and who's baiting who.
You know what I wonder why on this, Rod?
What do you wonder why?
Cody? Why is it not 3.5 again? Over, or give us both options. If you want it to be 3.5, fine. Give us a 4.5, or if you want it to be 2.5, fine. Give us a 3.5 option. Why do we not? Why does it have to just be 2.5?
Well, it is 2.5, and it is Cody. It doesn't matter what you think; it's what they think. It is 2.5, and the over is set at minus 160, and the under is set at plus 130. So they don't think that they don't think Austin Hill, or they think Austin Hill is going to get over 2.5. But give us
this is a minus 160 that's worth laying, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not typically going to say go hammer a minus 160 season long bet. You probably shouldn't, but if you have to pick one at minus 160 that you're going to take, this is the one. Why is Austin Hill not going to win I mean, why is he not going to win all these races, Rob? I know nobody's going to work with him at super speedways. I get it. Everybody hates him when it comes to super speedways, and they're going to hang him out to dry. But he's good, and he can win anywhere else. Like, if you think that AJ can win AJ's got the road course thing, and that I think it skews things because people are like, oh, he's going to win all these road courses. And it's like, is he though? And Austin Hill can win anywhere, and he's not going to have the best car at every oval, but he's going to be the smartest driver. He's going to put himself in the right position, and he can win any of these oval races. And the car's just good enough that if he puts it in the right position, he's going to win races. How does he not get to 3 wins?
Well, and you look at it too, you'd say nobody works with Austin Hill at super speedways. It doesn't matter. He won 2 of them last year. He won Daytona and he won Atlanta, right? I mean, and he won Atlanta.
Well, that was early in the season, and then they stopped working with him after that.
Well, but they weren't working with them then either. They weren't excited about working with him then.
But he'll be plus 200 to win at Daytona in February. Like, an absolutely ridiculous number at a super speedway, but it's because he's so fucking good. And he almost won one of those races with nobody helping him anyways. So he is just that good at super speedway. So you've got to leave those on the table. I believe they're running all 6 because they added the second Talladega now. So I believe there's 6 races there, and you can't count on a super speedway because they're super speedways for a reason. But if he snags one of those 6, you've only got to get 2 other wins. How does Austin Hill not get another win?
Yeah, I think 3 wins is well within his reach. Pocono and Las Vegas were the 2 races the last season that Austin Hill won that were not super speedway races. So proving that he can do it. And ultimately 16 top 5s for him, 24 top 10s. You just want to talk about being there at the end. Darlington, he was 2nd. Loudon, he was 3rd. 4th place finishes scattered across most of these other races and 5th places. So, 3rd place, like I said, at Loudon. It's just, Austin Hill is going to be a front runner all season long. 3 wins is I think he can squeak his way to get there, especially with John Hunter Nemechek leaving 7 off the table. I know you still think he's going to come back and win some more, but I don't know. It's not the same car.
Like, you put these 2 guys together, and we talked about AJ is going to be there and get these top 5s, but I think AJ is going to put himself in position, but I don't think his car is going to be good enough to actually get the wins, where Hill is going to put himself in position. And then with 2 laps to go, he's going to make a pass for the lead and cash a 25-1 like he did for us last season. Where was that? I can't remember what race that was early in the season, but it was beautiful. It was wonderful. He's going to easily hit this over. And Dos Flacos is Jesse Love racing super speedways with him. You would imagine, right? He's got a teammate that likes him this year. So I don't know how good Jesse Love is on super speedways. I don't think we've seen him in the trucks. I'd have to go back and look at ARCA stuff for him. But if he's working with anybody, he'll be working with Hill. And guys are still going to work with Hill. I mean, everyone wanted to work with Dale Jr. back in the day. Everyone wanted to work with Dale Sr. back in the day. You want to work with the guys that are really good because they're the guys that are going to get you to the front. So it's not like you can completely just not work with them. There were points where it did seem like people were really just hanging him out to dry because they knew he was going to beat him if he got up there. But people are going to work with him. The Chevy camp obviously is the biggest camp in the series. They're going to get together. If all the JRM cars don't take each other out, they'll be up there maybe working with him with that Chevy partnership. So love Austin Hill on the over. I don't love the number, so I wouldn't to run to play it. But I do like the over. And if I was going to lay a big minus number, this would be the one.
And yet I still, like I said, the big minus numbers are great, but I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely one that you would lay. My
wife's checking in. Shout out to her.
Either that's your wife
Love
or
you
your
too.
daughter hijacking that one. So
it could be my daughter hijacking it. That's highly possible as well. But whatever. Shout out to them.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, family.
This is the guy that hijacks your husband.
That's the wrap up sign, Rod. No, I'm just
every day. I know, right? This is all right. Fine. Well, we got two more.
I remember when your wife jumps in, it usually means, all right, wrap it up, buddy.
Yeah, it's like, okay, clock is ticking. All right, well then, yeah. So for sure, I think Austin Hill gets to 3 wins. So that's already the whole 33 wins. So we're good. We don't have to worry about the rest of it.
We haven't even got to the Gibbs guys yet.
No, we haven't. In fact, we aren't going to get to the Gibbs guys because there's only 2 left. They haven't given us the rest. So
I have not looked at these. So
yeah, no. The last 2 on the board, I'll give you one of them. That's Jesse Love. They've given us so his teammate Jesse Love in the 2 car. It's only set at a half, but the over is minus 140 and the under is 110. They think Jesse Love is going to win a race. I'm going to say hammer that under, please.
You have to. How do you take the over? I mean, Jesse Love, uberly talented. We love, right? And he's very young, though. And the RCR cars, as much as I just made the case for Austin Hill, literally just a minute ago, they're not that elite. Austin Hill makes the car much more elite. And we did see Sheldon. I mean, how many races should Sheldon have won last year? He's going to make up for that this year, by the way. He's going to do it in the Gibbs cars. But at a plus money, I think you have to take the under. Again, this is one you just start by cashing. Now, if he gets a win at some point, obviously you're out of it. But it's not a guaranteed thing that a young kid like that's just going to come in and take this series by storm in this car. You know, if he was jumping into a JGR full-time ride and it was half a win, then yeah, he's probably going to go over, right? Even Sammy Smith got a win last year in the JGR stuff. But in the RCR car, is he going to come in and grab a win? At minus 140 on the over, you said?
Yeah.
They are. I'm surprised this one's even. It baffles me, the ones they choose to give options on and the ones they choose not to give options on. But yeah, you got to go under on this.
Kid's 18 years old. 18 years old.
He's good too. He's
good.
He's talented, but I don't know. I don't know. He could get one. I wouldn't be super shocked if he does. And obviously the books are not going to be shocked, but man, that's just too rich to be laying the over on that. I think you've definitely got to take the under.
I mean, he won half of the races in the ARCA Menard series last year.
Yeah, but
20.
You think JGR is good in Xfinity?
No, yeah.
They're 25 times better than any other team in ARCA. Like, it's not, I mean, he's talented and good, but the cars are also, it's a very unbalanced series, and they're very heavily the best team, so it makes it tough.
Yeah. Love in the truck series last year finished 20th, 9th, and 10th in the 3 races he was at. 20th or 9th at Gateway, 13th at Kansas, Phoenix. He finished 4th. So
yeah, he was very impressive. I mean, again, and he's a guy we're going to be talking about for years to come. He's very, very talented, and I think TRD made a mistake losing. TRD and their drivers they lose to Chevrolet over the years is just, it's a long list of really good drivers, and this could be another one. But yeah, I don't think you can take the over.
Yep, I don't think so either. So definitely that one's the under that I think you can feel comfortable laying money on, or not laying, but I mean putting money on and waiting until it gets there at the end. All right, last but not least, let's go to our buddy Justin Allgaier. Justin Allgaier.
They're scared of the Gibbs guys, Rod. They're
They
scared.
are. They don't want to.
They don't even know. This is like Cole Custer last year. They don't even know where to put the number, so they're just leaving it off.
Yep, they're just like, no, we're good. But I want you to guess, Cody. Where do you think Justin Allgaier is sitting?
Allgaier, he's got to be a 3.5, right? I mean, if Custer's a 3.5, if Mayer's a 3.5, seems like the number for that level of driver.
You are absolutely correct. 3.5 for Justin Allgaier, who won 4 races last season, 15 top 5s, 20 top 10s. Just a stone's throw away from being the champ. Yeah, it was definitely a good season for Justin Allgaier. But the question is, does he get to 4 wins this year?
What's the numbers over and under?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the over on this one.
I'm not looking. You got to tell me.
You're right. So it's actually quite even. It's minus 115 on either side. So really,
wow. They're really torn on this at 3.5. Boy, I mean, what's his numbers? You won 4 last year. Do you have it pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely.
What he won in 22?
Yeah. So so Justin Allgaier, like I said, in 4 wins last season. In 2022 in the Xfinity Series, he won 3, 2 in 2021, 3 in 2020, 5 in 2018. That was his highest total.
Man, so it does kind of, looking back at his history, you can see why they said it here, why it's this way. You got to lean to the over. I mean, I know where you lean, of course. You're all in on the over. I'm sure it's Justin Allgaier, but he's so talented. Again, there's not a Noah Gregson. There's not a Josh Berry. And I know Sam Mayer's there, and we talked him up, and we think he's going to go over that. Got a lot of guys going over. AJ's definitely not getting the over, Rod. There's no wins left.
I know.
But Allgaier, he's just so solid, man. You can't count him out. He's really good at tracks like Phoenix. I mean, he can pop up and win you. In how many races, you know this better than anybody, how many races last year did they give away when they had the best car? I mean, you were on him so many times where it was the right call and he was the best car, and then this happens or that happens or pit mistake or speeding or whatever the case may be. He left some wins on the table. We know he's capable of winning 5 like he did years ago. He won 4 last year. I think if you got it set even, they really don't know which way to go on this, and I think it's set just about correctly. But I think he's still leaning the over, which, again, I've not assigned all these JGR wins yet, but I think that Allgaier is another guy you can't go under on. He's too good to have under on this, I think.
Daytona 3rd, Fontana 3rd, Las Vegas 2nd, Dover 3rd, Darlington 2nd, Portland 2nd, Chicago 3rd. These are all races.
And those are just the races that he had the good finishes, not the races that he had great cars and ended up finishing 30th because of an issue.
Roval.
Yeah.
That was one of them. Talladega.
There was plenty. Yeah, talk about a guy that can win
Phoenix.
A guy that can win road course. He could surprise you and pop up and win a road course here or there. So, I think you got to go over on Allgaier.
So, that's basically. I would take it at like if it was 32.5, I would still take the over on this one. But no, listen, I think that's right. I think, like you said, JGR and Junior Motorsports are going to be.
So what? Since we
want to know how many we've gone, so Sam Mayer, we took the over, right? That's 4.
Yeah.
Cole Custer, we took the over.
Yes.
That's 8.
That's 8.
you took the under on Allmendinger, so we won't even count that.
So that's 9. We'll give him 1 win.
Okay. That's 9. Austin Hill, we said would at least get to 3. So that's 11.
Yeah.
And then Allgaier. Okay, so look, there's still 20.
Yeah, that's like 20 races for JGR to win. I'm good.
That's fine.
So what? God, I'm just so upset that they don't have. What would you set Creed and Smith at?
For Creed, I would set it at 2.5. I because he hasn't won. Like,
he's never won. But I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Is he at 1.5? Because he's never. But I don't care. I'll take it over. I would give the 2.5. I would give it the 2.5 because I know people like you would go out and hammer the 1.5. Yeah, DraftKings, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Set it at 2.5 and give me a number that I could take the over on.
Yeah.
And Chandler Smith is my Cole Custer this year, so set it at 9.5. I don't care. Give me the over.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's hard for you and I to realistically set a number because we know where
We
we
need
live.
someone that's on. We need to get what is it, Layer Den in our Discord.
Oh yeah,
He works for DraftKings. We need to get him. Talk to your NASCAR buddies and let's see what the holdup is here. But get us some numbers on these guys because I want to just hammer the over on both those fellas.
yeah. They're giving you the Cody special where they're gonna juice everything up on the over for Sheldon.
And I don't want to spoil the Truck Series episode, which I think we'll do probably Thursday because I think we've got a guest lined up for tomorrow. But I noticed Kyle Busch is available on there.
Ooh.
So like we can have part-time guys on here for win totals. So John Hunter, yeah, throw him out there. 5 wins.
That's gonna be
and Dos Flacos is. See, we're gonna have to reassign some of these wins because he says give me Herbst lines. Absolutely hammer the Herbst over.
Yeah.
Why do we only have 6? Again, very thankful, Rod. I'm so thankful to our Lord and Savior, the books, for finally giving us win totals. But give us more than 6. Come on, there's like how many full-time drivers? Let's go. What are we doing here?
You guys are drunk by now because you just heard us beg again, so that's all right.
Take another drink and give us some more. Well, that's all right. They're setting it up for part 1, part 2. We'll come back with part 2 when they give us the rest of them. See,
Damn right.
They're thinking of us, Rod.
See, look at you just talked yourself in a huge circle. I love that. So, all right.
They even made it sound like it was my idea. Damn
it. They are taking notes on how to do it. They're professionals out there. I love it. All right. Well, again, so that ends part 1. When we get the rest, we'll for sure give you part 2 on the rest of the drivers. Hopefully JGR and Herbst and the rest of these guys as well. There's still plenty of, we only covered 6. There's a lot more out there to cover. So hopefully we get a lot more than that. But that was good. I mean, listen, anytime we get to cover lines, it's a better day than when we don't.
Absolutely. Just keep giving them to us. Again, we'll have Truck Series. They've got some out, so we'll be back with that on Thursday. Tomorrow, Rod, we're talking to Ryan from wintherace.com, which is I think it's .com. Don't know what it is. Ryan from Win the Race. Check him out over on Twitter. He is awesome. I mean, he gives out so many statistics, and it's again, come back for that conversation. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll want to hear everything he has to say. Yeah, we're just going to pick his brain on how he got into it, how he is where he's at, and what all he's offering for the season. It's going to be, those are the types of tools you want. I know that we're great and we give awesome picks, but any other tools like that you can get to further your cause are very great and helpful. So yeah, definitely come back tomorrow for that interview.
And we've said it before and we'll say it again. We'll give you our picks, sure. And you can tail us, until you want to tail us no more. But the better part of it is tail us and then do the rest of the research yourself. I know that you listening right now, we have cultivated you as an audience. You guys know what we expect. So those of you who are continuing to join us week in and week out, you know what we are all about. But for those of you looking for quick picks, yeah, we'll give them to you. Fine. But we want you to be a much better and much more informed better than that. And that's take our picks and then research a little on your own, back them up, or find reasons to go against us. Again, I'm not offended if you say that you're going against my pick. That's why it's your life.
Especially in Xfinity. This is the series Rod and I always go against.
Oh my God. Yeah. Take the AJ Allmendinger under. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'll be laughing at you in the overcast.
You should take it because it's the better bet.
Just saying.
We need we need like a mustache bet like Sean and Ryan did.
We have a cut bet. We're going to make a cut bet.
Oh, we can cut this.
We are going to cut bet.
Oh, beautiful.
That is our first official cut bet of the year. Oh my God.
We're definitely cutting this bet.
This is the so remember when the fantasy football podcast, the fantasy 06010, they would do the board bets? We're doing cut bets.
Yes, I love it.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. We've gone so far off the rails. Let's wrap this up. Come back tomorrow with Ryan and have some fun with that as well. Make sure you join us because we'll be live on that one as well. So a lot of fun to be had on that. Cody, as we show ourselves the door, remind everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yep. Follow me on the X at Husker_Zeeb. You can find all my work over there. Got a cool little casino piece out for SGPN, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. A little casino road trip across the country. Some sweet spots to hit. So give that a look. Hit me up on X too and let me know what casino you want to see for next time. I'm hoping they'll let me do another one at some point I'll toss your favorites in there. So give me some feedback. Love to hear it. And then, yeah, like we said, come back tomorrow. Got some more. And get over to the YouTube. Again, doing so many of these live now. You can get the notifications. You can join the chat like we've had all these great people in here tonight. And, yeah, let's come back and do it again tomorrow.
Everything Cody said, and just a big thank you again for joining us as you always do. Can't wait for the season to go. I mean, you guys hanging out with us over the off season, it just means that we're going to have a fantastic season 3.
18 days, cars will be on the fucking racetrack. Oh, I'm so excited.
Let's go. Follow me on X at RJ Villagomez. Link in the bio. Everything I got going on, whether it's here, Sportsbook Review, in between media. We're going to crank up the back road here in a few and crank out that content as well. So, all right, keep toss. We'll see you tomorrow with Ryan from iFantasy, or Win the Race rather. And we'll sorry, Ryan. We'll get
different Ryan. He'll be on next week, I think. So
yeah, you will. See,
little teaser for you. We got all the Ryans coming.
Until next time, let's go racing and let it ride.